Today, once again, we have the illustrious Dr. Bill Miller from the Hood County Pastor Council here, who finds our wonderful speakers every week to come up here and give us an invocation. And today, we're very blessed to have Pastor Lowell up here. I'm not going to say his last name, but he is a great guy. He has a great church, and he's just a great person. So, Pastor Lowell, will you come up here and lead us in the invocation, please?
Father, I just want to start out by saying thank you, Lord. Thank you for your grace and thank you for your mercy, Lord. And most of all this week, we thank you for your provision because we know you are our provider, Lord. Lord, I just ask for wisdom and clarity and vision today over these men and women, Lord, as they go about their duties, Lord, in a capacity that is set forth by you in our government, Lord. Lord, I ask that we move forward in this court, Lord, without fear of men, Lord, but with fear of the Lord reigning in this court, Lord. And we ask that in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join in the pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you all very much. Do we have no special presentations and no service awards today? Okay. The next item I want to caution everybody is that Sheriff Deeds in the back there has public participation forms, and we've gotten kind of strict on that because we've got some new rules that we passed. So if you want to speak on any agenda item, you'll have to go to the sheriff, pick up the agenda form and fill it out, and please mark whether you're for or against an agenda item, because the citizens have 30 minutes to discuss an agenda item, and how much time each speaker gets depends upon how many speakers have signed a participation form, turned it into the sheriff, and given it to Ms. Lang, and then she's going to keep me a list of who wants to speak on whatever agenda, and I'm going to try my best to call you up when the agenda item is reached. So please all cooperate with that and fill out a public participation form. The next item is the consent agenda. Does any commissioner wish to pull any agenda item? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. I move to approve the agenda item.
Okay, motion been made by Commissioner Wilson to approve the consent agenda. Second by Commissioner Eagle. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. By the way, Commissioner Cotton is not here today because he has an emergency dental procedure, and you know how this is. It was the only time that he could get in was at 8:50 today, and because of that complication, I said, do you think it can be done in 5 minutes so you can get back? He said, I don't think so. But anyway, so that takes care of that. Okay. That brings us down to roads. Our illustrious Mr. Donald Lenny. Let me tell you this. Over this past, the snowmageddon that we've had, TxDOT was calling me wanting Hood County to help them out on their state highway. And I says, well, and it was pretty late at night too, and I says, well, let me say this. You've probably heard of our guy named Mr. Donald Lenny, haven't you? He knows more about road ops and what needs to be done in his little finger than I could acquire in the rest of my life. So he says, I know Don Lenny. I says, well, good. Here's his number. I'm going to call him, and then he's going to call you and let you two try to work out what you can do. And, of course, Donald Lenny did help TxDOT out, and that was clearing the road here on 377. So you talk about a good county employee, and that's Mr. Donald Lenny. So take it away, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, The first one we have is Cook County received a request to, the title of it, vacate, abandon, and close. And it's a portion of the right-of-way of Blue Ridge Road in the Rolling Hills development. Commissioner Andrews and myself have been in touch with the HOA, and as far as their indication is that they're good with this. I think I've got for a monitor that you can tell. There it is. Yeah. The requester owns lots 150 through 146, so this couple owns everything around what's going to be presumably be vacated and abandoned.
That's right, yeah, I got it.
In talking with him, he's not going to put a gate up at this intersection with Elma. He'll back it off so we can do some signage in that area if the court does approve this request. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. I hope I got to all the commissioners and explained it before coming to this meeting. But Road Operations does recommend closing a portion of the Blue Ridge Road as indicated on your monitors, to be closed and abandoned.
Okay, okay.
And Judge, what will happen on this, if it is approved, once the minutes come in, I'll send a copy of the order that you signed up to the Cook County Pleasant District, and they take it from that point.
Okay, okay. Ms. Lang just handed me a public participation form by Tracy Blocker. Is that correct? And I'm reading your writing. Do you want to come up here and speak on this, Ms. Blocker?
Only if anybody has questions.
I didn't understand what she
If you
said.
have some questions, she's here to answer.
Oh, good. So you are in line with what Mr. Lenny wants? You're in agreement, okay?
She's the
Well,
requester.
you're the one that requested, okay? Good. So you definitely agree, okay? Good deal. Any commissioner have any other questions or comments?
Judge, I'd like to make a motion to vacate, abandon, and close the portion of Blue Ridge Road.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Andrews to get an order to vacate, abandon, and close a portion of the right-of-way on Blue Ridge Road. Second by Commissioner Wilson. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Judge,
Okay.
the next one we got is a public hearing. It's to reduce the speed limit from 35 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour on James Road from FM4 South to Northgate Road. Commissioner Wilson had received a request for road officers to look at this section of roadway, and indeed it legally and it can be reduced from 35 to 30. Truck that's on each side of the roadway. Road Operations recommends approving lower the speed limit from 35 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour on James Road.
Well, let's convene now into a public hearing to discuss these regulations. We're going to do them one at a time because one is from Precinct 3 and the other one is in Precinct 1 here. So you are recommending that the speed limit be reduced to 30 miles an hour on that particular stretch of road there, and is that right? Okay.
Mr.
Any
Lenny, I got a question here. While we're at this spot, because you and I have talked about this before, but I just wanted to get this on the record. I've been asked many times in the past, we've got Indianapolis Speedway out here. Can y'all put speed bumps like in a neighborhood? Would you explain why we can or cannot do that on a county road?
Oh, no. Actually, the county is an arm of the state. So basically, anything that we do to a county road, any kind of signage, the curves, you name it, we have to do it by the TMUTCD, which is the state. In the speed humps, it's been come up many times, many attorney general opinions, but the bottom line is that all roads belong to the state of Texas. There's some that the county take in name, but it still belongs to the state. And then to put a speed hump on a roadway, any kind of obstruction, which a speed hump is, you have to get a permission from the state of Texas. And in their TMUTCD, they do have signs for speed humps, but that's mainly for municipalities, which they're not the same thing that the county is. If they ever do approve it, they'll have a diagram of how we're supposed to put in a speed hump. But right now, I wrote to them back in 2005, and they said, no, we don't have any desire to give you permission to put a speed hump on any county road.
Now, and just to follow up with that, if a neighborhood has a closed gate and they maintain their own roads, they could do whatever they want, right?
Yes, sir, they can.
Okay. I'm sorry to I got off a little bit, but this slowdown and speed, slowing people down, we get asked this a lot about, well, just come out here and put some speed bumps, and, we just can't do it. So
No, sir.
I just took the opportunity to jump in and throw that in, so thank you.
No problem. Okay, any other comment? All right, now we're going to convene back into Commissioners Court, and do I hear a motion to approve the reduction of the speed limit?
I move to reduce the speed limit from 35 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour on James Road from Highway 4 south to Northgate Road.
Okay.
Second.
Commissioner Wilson has made a motion to reduce the speed limit from 35 to 30 on James Road, second by Commissioner Eagle. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Now we're going to reconvene back into public hearing to discuss item number 2, placement of a stop sign on Wildcat Knob Road. That's kind of a tongue twister.
Judge, Commissioners, this come about from Constable Precinct 1. Evidently, there's more traffic on this outside county road, country road. What's happening, it's such a long, straight shot till you get to Nix Road that it hasn't been evident yet. Nobody's run across the road into the fence, but after he alerted us of this, we went out and looked, and this is why we're coming to you today to set this stop sign, so there is something reflective during a dark night that they won't go across into a field. So Road Operations does recommend placement of this stop sign on Wildcat Knob at Nix Road.
Any further discussion? Okay, let's reconvene back into Commissioners Court. And do I have a motion?
Yeah, Judge, I'll make a motion to place a stop sign on Wildcat Knob Road at Nix Road.
Commissioner Andrews has made a motion to put a stop sign at Wildcat Knob Road at Nix Road, second by Commissioner Wilson. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Lenny. Okay, now we have development. Mr. Clint Head.
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners. Our first item today, we have an application that's been accepted for a replat of Pecan Plantation Unit 6, Lot 1159R. This replat is in Precinct 2. Staff recommends setting the public hearing for April 13, 2021.
Okay. Can I have a motion in that regard?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Cotton asked me to go ahead and move forward with that, so I would like to make a motion to set the public hearing for the replat Pecan Plantation Unit 6, Lot 1159R for April 13th, 2021.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made in second to have a public hearing on April the 13th of 2021 at Pecan Plantation Unit 6. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Okay.
The second item we have is a final plat of Van Diver Edition, Lot 1, Block 1. This property is located at 3345 Old Barn Court, Granbury, Texas. The final plat is located in the Road Corridor District in Precinct 1 and will be creating a 3.974 acres lot out of the William Prewitt Survey, abstract number 436. It will be known as Lot 1, Block 1, and will be served by well and on-site sewage facilities. There are no streets proposed to be constructed with this final plat. The lot will access onto existing Old Barn Court, which is a private road. Staff has reviewed the final plat. All comments have been addressed, and staff recommends approval as presented.
Okay. Any further discussion? I hear
Judge, I'd like to make a motion to approve the final plat of Van Diver Edition, Lot 1, Block 1.
Second.
motion been made by Commissioner Andrews to approve the Van Diver Edition, Lot 1, Block 1, second by Commissioner Eagle. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Head. Financial, Ms. Becky Kidd.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. For this court, your invoices total $216,533.07. And I would like to thank the people who helped make this possible, because we felt like we were the mailman or mailwoman, because neither rain nor snow nor sleet. Glenn helped, Terry Parker helped, Kristen, Melanie, I'm trying to think, Shannon, everybody helped pull this together so we could get these bills paid. And I want to thank them very much. They made this possible.
And y'all violated the court's order about closing non-essential offices and came down here and worked anyway,
Yes, sir.
putting life and limb in danger,
Absolutely.
but you got it done.
Got it done.
Okay,
But we see no problems with these invoices and recommend payment.
so you recommend payment. Okay, I have Mr. James Jarrett would like to speak. Is this the item you want to speak on, Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
He's not for or against it, he just has a question, is that right?
Yes.
Well, why don't you come on up here while we still have Ms. Kidd up here, who can answer any question.
She's about to, probably would answer the question if I just stay out of the way. But it says discuss vendor payment over $10,000, take appropriate action. You have those to discuss.
Sure.
Well, then knock it out of the way. Thank you.
Any discussion on these items over $10,000?
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I move that we consider the certification payment of invoices for the period of February 4, 2021 through February 17, 2021. For that, to pay that bill for $216,533.07.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Wilson to pay the bills in the amount of $216,533.07, second by Commissioner Andrews. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Judge, the next item on the agenda are the monthly reports. With the weather, some of them are still in process, and we did not receive the report from Constable Precinct 2, but I'm sure that's forthcoming. We have reviewed these and ask that you accept these.
Okay. So you're satisfied with the progress and everything. Normally but for this snowmageddon last week, this would all be done like it normally is every
Yes, sir.
time. So you have no problem with it being
No, sir.
finished in short time here. Okay. Do I have a motion in regard to the financial reports?
So moved.
A motion been made by Commissioner Eagle to approve the financial reports that have been audited by the Audit Department from February the 1st, 2021 through February the 15th, 2021. Do I have a second?
Second.
Aye. Second goes to the closest one to me, to Mr. Wilson, second by Commissioner Wilson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you, Ms. Kidd.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, this brings us down to miscellaneous. Sheriff Deed is going to come up here and discuss it. The item is discuss and take appropriate action regarding retired Constable Dwayne Hart's request to utilize his work as a reserve deputy to determine his eligibility to purchase his service weapon.
Judge, Commissioners, this was brought up since that last meeting when it was discussed, and I did hold his reserve status from April 8th, 2019 to December 17th of 2019. So that would get us under the 2-year time frame that was in question the last time. Constable Hart retired as the constable, but he started as a peace officer in 1981. He was the sheriff of Hood County for 9 months in 1992, and then he became a deputy after that again, and worked for me for a lot of years before becoming the constable. He had a total of 36 years, 9 months as a peace officer, so I just wanted to point out that information, and the rest is up to you guys, unless I can answer any other questions. And if you decide to move forward with this, I'll provide the pistol, and when you decide, then I'll make sure that the purchasing and everybody that needs to know has the serial numbers and all that. It'll be a Glock 40 is what he carried when he was a deputy.
Well, if I could throw this in, we talked about this, came up before a few weeks ago, and, we were hoping, I kind of read the statute one way, the county attorney read it another way, but the further I looked into it, I had to reluctantly agree with the county attorney on that particular issue. But whatever the case, I don't see a problem with this because we already talked about allocating up to $1,000 for Constable Shirley to replace the gun, and he was okay with that. So in my opinion, I don't think we're getting off into the weeds with this particular issue since he was a reserve deputy up and within the 2-year period.
Well, I agree with that too, and especially given his distinguished service record. I mean, he even served for an interim period for sheriff between elections on the deal. So he had the sheriff, and anytime you spent 36 years and 9 months, plus the additional fact that the sheriff has a pistol like the one that Constable Hart was carrying, which is a Glock 40 that's in your deal, so that the registration would be simply taking it out of your inventory and making the adjustment in inventory with purchaser, with Mr. Tillman there, and then just giving him a service revolver exactly like the one he used when he was a deputy. Am I correct?
Correct. And so whatever the court decides, if it's Constable Shirley or coming from me, we'll make it happen.
Okay, well, I move that we allow Constable Hart to purchase the revolver, a Glock 40, not revolver, the semi-automatic Glock 40 out of the one that the sheriff selects out of his inventory, and that he'd be allowed to purchase it for the big price of $1.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion's been made and second to allow Constable Dwayne Hart to purchase a gun from the county to come out of the sheriff's inventory, properly logged, and the purchase price would be reflected as $1. Sheriff, are you going to buy this pistol for Dwayne Hart for $1?
He served this county
for many years. Motion's been made by me and second by Commissioner Eagle. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Good. Commissioner, I'm sure glad that this is over with. I love talking to Dwayne Hart, and I like the record to reflect that the sheriff has tendered $1 whole to Leanne. Leanne, make sure that gets recorded now. Okay? Sheriff. Thank you very much, Sheriff, for doing that. And
I'll make sure we provide the serial numbers and everything to purchasing so we can take it off the county inventory.
Good deal. Thank you very much for that, Sheriff, and I'm sure that this will mean a lot to Constable Hart. I mean, he's called up here, and I agree with that, but anytime you qualify and work 36 years and 9 months, I mean, God bless him. So good luck. Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, item number 2, the annual review and approval of the list of authorized broker terms and investment policy, and authorize the county judge to sign a resolution adopting the list. Approval of adding an additional PFIA broker, Texas class, as an investment pool. Ms. Leanne McCoy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm just going to say this is probably the shortest commissioners court we've had in about 2.5 years.
Amen.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, good. We want you to start putting something on the docket every time, because you're probably good luck.
Because I still shake like crazy. I just wanted to, every year we come and renew the investment policy, but noticing everything going on with COVID, the interest earned from our already Techstar, is not as high as I would like it to be. We've lost a lot during COVID. So seeking out a new Public Funds Investment Act broker like Texas Class, I believe they will give us a better rate of return for our investment. So I just wanted to present that to you, and hopefully you'll approve them for us to invest our
No, they do
money into.
compound interest daily, you told me.
They
which
do
is
compound and pay interest daily, and they reinvest it daily.
So that's a good deal.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good for the county, right, especially right now.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Do I hear a motion?
I'll move that we approve the list of authorized brokers, terms of the investment policy, and authorize the judge to sign the resolution that's attendant thereto.
Made by Commissioner Eagle.
Second.
And second by Commissioner Wilson to approve the investment brokers and allow me to sign the form.
Yes, thank you.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
And by the way, hasn't Ms. McCoy, she's gotten better at public speaking, hasn't she? That microphone used to scare her to death.
It still does.
So, anyway. Okay. All right. What do you, this big deal here, Mr. Christian. That concludes everything. This has got to be in 30 minutes flat. This is a new record, I think.
No, I don't want to argue with you, Judge, but the first Commissioners Court, just for the record, the first Commissioners Court that you and I and Mr. Cotton sat in on, January of 2019, was 18 minutes. And I never will forget, because as the judge was concluding and adjourning the meeting, one of our local newspaper writers was walking in the door as he adjourned it. And I will never forget the look on that person's face, and that was very enjoyable, and I just wanted to throw that out there.